They get some initial farm out. For Ghost, you have very solid foundations to just make this a pretty fast game if they want to.
Well, who do you think who's holding like the real kind of game in their hands here for YBB? Like, if
He's been doing a great job of maximizing the raises, but he's heavily reliant on just getting wand charges up. Like, Somnus is a very spammy hero player right now. I mean, you're spamming out your spells, so if the stick is going to be filled up, but
X-Nova
might not be enough.
Bottom lane goes down ZC, however, mid lane is also going to drop, so Somnus finding a very important kill here in the mid lane, and if it doesn't work the first time, John, you just try again. This time it does work for the Batrider.
It's just one of the downsides. Again, you're reliant on that wand. The cost of the raises aren't the highest. At the same time, it's not sustainable for you to keep spamming that out. And Somnus just plays patiently, sees his opportunity, runs down. Bit of an opening down bot with X-Nova gone, but Ghost is still fairly safe although.
Safe for now, but there is going to be a bit of a toss back here onto the Troll. Be a bit of a dive as well. Ghost now looking like he's in a bit of danger. The chase is still going. Beyond will have another chains available, but ends up missing the damage. Beyond, slow it up. Ghost still running. In comes X-Nova to try and help out. Beyond now, he's the one in danger. He'll try to run. The chase is still on. Can they find a little bit of damage? Not quite. Beyond, he's barely going to survive. He ends up missing the chains.
The triangle ward right now to help himself.
No more Spirit Vessel, Silence, they are going to blow him up. Summer just can't survive. Once that Silence lands from Chalice, it's just too easy. He's got nothing to purge off the Silence like a Manta either. Indeed. 9k ahead now. Really no fear in the world for this game number one. This whole time, Ghost has been free farming on the Troll, and now a 3-man smoke out from RNG. That mid lane, Somnus, he'll pop the Firefly, try to have a look around through the Dire Triangle. Haven't spotted out the Tiny, I believe, as Kian Ming is at least going to be able to find an Invis rune to back his way out, but RNG are still on his tail. Somnus can have his smoke broken, but they don't have protection. It's a little smoke break there from the Tiny, if not lucky. They did find the Invis rune, but top lane, Beyond, he's not out of danger yet. Root is there. Main break will connect Somnus. Not going to try and move in with the lasso. Keep in mind, Somnus does have the blink up, but here by RNG. Aegis up, of course, on Ghost. Beyond. Already copying the Spirit Vessel charge out from Chalice is now Somnus with the Firefly right into the tree line. He's going to find that +5 Bane. SJ will get a Nightmare off, but no feed trip to come. Meanwhile, on the backside, they found the Timber as well. Beyond is just going to drop. You just can't help him out. They try to channel the Requiem from the SF, but he just doesn't bother. There's just no point. It wouldn't have been enough in the end anyway. And RNG, they'll get themselves a free top tier 2 as well as 2 kills for their trouble. Aegis still standing for Ghost. They could probably think about high ground right now if they really want to. But they might just wait for the Exorcism to be back up on Chalice first. Keep going, onto the Tiny. They've got the Spirit Vessel, they've got the Silence, they've got enough damage. As Chalice does secure another kill for his team. RNG seeing the Void respawning. Will not stick around too long. Beyond, he'll show himself down to the bot lane, maybe trying to bait the side of RNG, and they might just take that bait. Lasso is there, but where's the follow-up? It's that easy. RNG just jump in for a lasso, and no one's ready to fight. Now Xiao Ming, he makes the jump in onto Ghost. He trips this there onto the Troll Warlord. Maybe they find something. Chrono is out, but Ghost, he is not trapped inside of it. Snowball is there. Ghost will just keep running with the battle trance out towards the fountain. Maybe he has gone a bit too far. Ghost getting trapped up and taken out of the Troll. They've got one way of fighting back, and that's in their own fountain here for the Dire. They do kill off Ghost, and that's going to be enough to force the rest of RNG back. However, still hanging around, will be under vision as Chalice is going to be spotted. A nice cross back into the feature for Chalice. He's got the BKB off in time. He's happy to mount up and fight back, but a nice chrono now has found X-Nova. They will at least find the Omni Knight straight away. He's now Parker, still surviving. Get the snowball off the Void. Oh, the Void gets taken out. Onto the Timber. They'll find another. It's not too bad of a trade for YBB, but the nice prospect, who has he found? It's going to be Kaka. Snowball is immediately back the other way, and now the lasso is out catching the SF, so goes. He can get right to work on this Troll Warlord. The SF barely surviving for now, but not for long. Surely a ZC. He got the BKB off in time into the Requiem. Goes getting tossed right back into the fountain of the Troll Warlord.
Top tower.
He's going to die the once. Can they find him a second time? They need another toss back here on Ghost, but he's just going to run his way out. Instead, Summer, he's the one to drop from the void. No Chrono to come out. No buyback available on that Faceless Void either. RNG still going to the racks. Are going to get a toss back onto Kaka. Snowball not going to be available in time. Instead, RNG force the fight. Not quite. They just want the top lane of Barracks. Even with the Void gone, they don't feel quite safe enough to keep this fight going. I say that. Toss back again. This time onto Somnus, but a nice 4-star away. Somnus barely surviving. Xiao Ming now's the one in trouble. Chalice will chase him down. Beyond as well. Be able to chain away on the Timber. YBB still trying to find a way to punish the side of RNG. They have only found the possible touch so far. Get a Chalice with the Aeon Disc. It's going to proc once again. They'll at least try to burst down the DP, but Chalice, he's a tanky boy. He's out of Spirit Siphons, however. This time, Mid-River, oh, they're going to find Ghost. That's a big one. They found the pod one from Warlord. Ghost. Toss back. It's not there. Fiend Grip will hold him down. Where's the backup? Ghost. He's still alive. In goes Kaka. That'll be the bang on immediately. It's down the side of YBB. Just need to back their way out, but it's not looking too good for them. Xian Ming should drop and will do so on the Tiny. Look for a bit more. RNG. Oh, they found a lasso. They find the Void. Summer. He went back to farm the jungle. And Somnus just sees him immediately underneath that Observer Ward. That's not great. No buyback available for this Void either, John. That'll be high ground for RNG.
And again, they tried to line up for that combination. They tried to toss back into the Requiem. Doesn't connect. And they never get the Chrono. Like, that's 2 lives where Summer's trying to go up forward, trying to look for Chrono, doesn't come out. And without that Chrono, you just have no fight with this field. You're just running down.
Right on target. That'll be SJ gone. Beyond. Oh, he's going to chain back towards this fountain, but it doesn't really seem like they care for the Timber. They're just going right after T4s. And that's going to force the VG.
Talents just has an overwhelmingly good time. Every time he finds CS, it's just going to be enabling himself to keep spamming out his spells. It's a very nice, positive feedback loop for the Necros to play with.
Have the creepy equilibrium his way though on this Marcy. Ghost is there. Beyond trying to go for a fight. Ghost does have waveform up, however, and Beyond, I'm not sure what the dispose was about. No backup there to try and really pick off Ghost.
Yeah, he was left all alone. SJ was elsewhere on the map and does get a large camp stack, but you know, this is the moment where the Morphling is very vulnerable. At pre-level 3, around level 4 is when you can kind of whittle him down. Now he's got level 2 shift. As long as he manages to get the strength shift off, he's gonna be fine now whenever the jump's there.
Breaker, Avalanche will be there to stop the Celestial Hammer, pull back, and eventually Chalice. Going to be able to take a very nice easy kill on the Necrophos. Very nice setup there from Kaka. See Summer on that Bristle. He is still farming, but it's a very slow process right now, and you are very reliant on Summer having a very good laning stage. And for now, I would only...
Necrophos doesn't care for your durability. It's going to be a big spike for Chalice to play with. I think for YBB though, it's still not the worst game in the world. It does feel like a much better start in comparison to that game 1. They've got good stacks in their triangle this time around. And even though they're giving Ghost a lot better of a lane in comparison, the Morphling does take a little bit more time.
Lane now, he chased down. This could be the attempt they needed. The nice Avalanche Shark going to cancel the Starbreaker, but ZC going to show up on the Ember. Ensuring they do end up killing off Chalice, and to be fair, Chalice, he did go a bit greedy with his skill build, not leveling up any Ghost Shroud. Going to be unable to really give him a chance to walk away from that. Nice rotation from the Ember. Try and slow down Chalice, and speaking of ZC on the Ember, he's currently top of the CS score, John, having a very good game.
Dire's bottom
It just
tower
goes
is
back
under
to
attack.
that lane up against Samus. Puck just doesn't have as much to toss back up against the Ember. Slide Fist is very spammable. Her own harassment from the Orb and Waning Rift is
Dire's
easily
middle
dodgeable
tower
by
is
the
under
Ember as
attack.
well. Good deny on the double damage route to prevent Samus from finding an opening. Expected maybe the Ag truck. Lotus does make sense in saving. Against that early burst control that RNG does have on hand.
Picking off the burst, Palace getting the reach aside there onto SJ, going to secure another kill for himself and another stack on the Necrophos.
Radiant's
Speed
bottom
creep
tower
up, they might just
is
head
under
into that
attack.
bottom tier 1 tower and slowly start chipping away at
Radiant
that.
structures are fortified.
While Beyond overextend
Dire's
against the
middle
Morphling.
tower is under attack.
And it seems like YBB will try to push the mid tier 1 a little bit while
Radiant's
their bottom tier 1
tower
goes
is
down.
under attack.
Not so much damage being dealt,
Radiant's
however,
bottom
as
tower
Kaka
is
does get
falling.
spotted, but does go for a cross back. Hammer is not going to be on the mark. Avalanche is there now by Kaka. He's still surviving. He'll drop the egg. Kaka somehow still alive, still trying to fight back, but does eventually go down, and the egg is not going to make it as the coil is out from Somnus onto the Dawnbreaker. They might just have another, and they will.
Might wish to
So a
return.
2-for-1 trade, but in the meantime, so Ghost ends up going down
Dire's
a top
top
one. I want to dive into this. Have the blink up yet either, but they have the twin coil. They can hope to the toss back out of the coil. The Qianming is there to try and help out, but a nice avalanche. Gonna lock him down to the Ember. Unable to survive as Beyond. He's gonna try and rush for on that Marcy and find something to their trouble.
There I am.
He'll find nothing. Hammer. He'll keep trying to move forward on the Bristle, but realizes he cannot keep this fight going himself. Their way out. Always very scary trying to fight into that
Dire's
Reaper side of
structures are
Palace.
fortified.
And while all that's happening,
Dire's
Ghost is
top
just
tower
casually
is under
pushing the bottom
attack.
tier 2 tower with the siege ring.
Radiant's bottom tower
They will
is
try
under
to
attack.
rotate to defend, but so will RNG very aggressively. Somnus will move right in onto the Dawnbreaker. Ghost will be onto the Marcy though, Beyond trying to man fight through it with the Unleash, but it's not going to be enough. He'll get stunned up. The Egg not going to save either. Solar Guardian though will buy a bit of time here from Qianming, who has fought back, as they will focus down Kaka on the Tiny and they'll find something. YBB not willing to lose the CP bottom tower this early on, though Chalice might just come back in on the Summer. The Bristle in trouble. A nice rebound Beyond, who's trying to set up once again, but the Hand of God is there, and now the Reaper side's going to take him out. DC, he'll remnant his way towards the left side, right into the loving arms of Somnus. They'll even find the buyback, or rather dieback on Qianming. And now the Bristle
Oh, no.
not going to be safe either, as Summer's down. 4 down for the side of YBB. If you count the dieback, John, that's basically a full team wipe.
Radiant's
and RNG
bottom
dropped
tower
nothing.
is under attack.
And it looked pretty awkward. The Ghost was standing his ground, kind of trying to bait him in, but he was also not winning the trade beyond. They just managed to split up that fight, you know, force YBB to switch focus a lot in the middle of that he just weren't able to jump for 2 years and back in. Remember, all these plays Kaka's been doing on his Tiny as well. The sneaking around he's done, the great avalanches he had, was without the blink. He's got his blink up there. 18 minutes in, not the fastest in the world, but now the impact of the Tiny should really be felt.
Fighting them.
It's really tough. You have to find the right angles. The puck's getting big. This Necrophos is just such a great foil to Bristleback and all these high HP heroes. Even Marcy doesn't enjoy it much.
There, he will save his own life. Kaka might just drop this thing while Somnus CC, he gets jumped
under
on.
attack.
Immediate death here from Chalice. Reaper sight landing perfectly. Lotus Orb was not out in time from Summer to try and save his Ember. RNG moving in again. Kaka, just no fear in the world, but the toss back is not there. And then Beyond, we want to jump in and force the fight. Hand of God is out. X-Nova still not dropping, barely alive. Gets the mech off, still alive somehow. There's RNG. We'll just keep the fight going. Beyond, he might be the one to drop. Meanwhile, Summer, he's in huge trouble. And X-Nova, he still stands strong. They go for a little bit more now.
Radiant's
A
middle
triple
tower
kill
is
out for
under
Ghost. 4 down.
Radiant structures are
The only man to survive was Beyond. He survived to like 50 HP.
Radiant's
There
middle
was some
tower
uphill
is
misses
under
there on the
attack.
Marcy, John, keeping Beyond alive. RNG, they drop nothing once
Radiant's
again.
middle barracks are under attack.
Yeah, you're saying about that draft, Mike? It's looking a bit accurate now.
Radiant's
They
middle
managed to clear out. I mean, if you can't even kill the Chen backline, you've got some issues. X-Nova, his positioning was perfect. He got a good juke line. The blocks from Kaka were great. And onto the towers they go. It just doesn't take that long with the damage they have. They still have Aegis for a long time. Scotty's up and Ghost. Dreamfall in the back.
Immediate jump in. There, Cardinal. That's a great avalanche. With the 2-3-4 combination, that's going to be 2 down. Summer's going to try to fight this one out. Look at Beyond just drop. GG's call. You talked about the graph, John. I guess that's a new feature we gave him.
Radiant's
He always
bottom tower is under attack.
hope he makes some money.